Lovelies, how y'all doing? I am doing well. I'm trying something different with my camera so y'all can also see the beach as I am recording. I'm not gonna probably be at that angle because the sun is high. It's about 45 degrees out here, y'all, but it feels good. Even though that sounds like a really cold number, it's not too bad in the sun, long as I stay my behind in the sun, right? So hopefully y'all like this angle and it looks okay. But yeah, I wanted to come this morning because as I was meditating on the word, y'all, I was getting loved on properly this morning, okay, with my praise and worship and spending time in my Father's presence and in His Word this morning. I'm just so thankful. like I really am so thankful, and I just encourage anybody that want to make a commitment this year to give God an hour of your time. I don't care when, where you at, just give Him an hour out of your day. Let's just start with an hour. I mean, some people's like, oh, just give God 5 minutes. You can't do nothing in 5 minutes. Give God an hour, at least 60 minutes out of your day. And when you make that commitment, when I say it's everything, and it's very interesting to me. Like, I had no intentions of doing this year, but God's so good. He reveals things. He lets me know things, and in those reveals is really gonna be able to make sure that your breakthrough is coming. Like, ain't gonna be no more delays, ain't gonna be no more distractions, ain't gonna be no more silliness, y'all. So I just, again, want to just encourage you, give God an hour, at least an hour out of your day, and watch the revelations that He's going to bring specifically for your situation and your life and the promises that you are asking God for, right? So y'all see I'm at the beach. And again, I hope y'all like these views. I know I don't want to make it too sunny because I'm looking kind of crazy, but it's okay. I ain't got no makeup on, y'all. I just been crying all morning because the worship and the praise was so good. I want to include 3 songs in this message. Obviously, I can't play them because of copyright issues, but the 3 songs that, had me bawling this morning, one is from my church that they actually wrote the song, Impact Music, and it's called God of Heaven. I'm going to include it here, probably on the beach side, so you can see it clearly. The next one is by Tasha, Cobbs, Without You. Y'all going to be blessed by that one. And the last one, I can't recall her name. I know it's Claire something, but the song that she sings is Who Else? And y'all, when I say that is a powerful worship song, it's an honoring song to Jesus. Like, it, every single time, it just hits me in the right place and gives me exactly the amount of worship and praise I need. So in my time of spending with Him, God gave me a revelation that I know I needed. So you guys know, anytime I get something, I like to share just to be encouraging, and it may help you, or you can send this to somebody else that it may help. If you may not be going through this, but you know somebody that is, please feel free to send this video to them. Sorry, y'all, I got my notes, y'all. I had to rip it out my notebook because I'm like, I don't need to carry this big old thing. I just need this piece of paper, and I just put it back. But anyways, y'all, so I'm trying to figure out where I want to start. So I know this video is going to be called, the message is going to be called, because God, this is what God was speaking to me. He said, release people and embrace me. So release people and embrace God. That's what God was saying to me this morning. God was saying, and what I mean by release people, we have this, some of us, and some of us are still working on it. I'm still working on it day by day. I don't even know if this is something that we probably will ever get over, to be honest. But we just have very high expectations of one another, and we got to let that go. I personally have to let that go, y'all. And I know it's difficult. I know it's hard. And, you want to believe that people got at least common sense. You want to believe people are at least thinking before they speak. But we have to know that that's not always the case, right? So I looked up the word expectations because I wanted to get a real sense of what it means. And I know this may be elementary, but sometimes we need to go back to the basics. So elementary. Excuse me. Expectation means a strong belief that something will happen or be the case in the future. So when God was speaking to me, and I look at this word expectation and I look at what it means, and it means a strong belief that something will happen or be the case in the future. Having a strong belief that something will happen is a beautiful mindset, right? However, it must be geared to the correct entity. That means I'm not putting my strong beliefs in a flawed human being that is going to eventually fail me, that is going to eventually let me down, that is not going to always meet the mark, that's not always going to get it right. And I got to raise my hand. I'm one of those people. At times. I got to look at myself. I'm not exempt. There's no exemptions here. We all have things and done things and have said things that we wish we could, I would hope anyways, we wish we could have taken back. We wish we would have never said. We wish we would have never hurt that person. But once it's out there, it's out there. And that person had this expectation that, oh, no, not her. She would never do that. Actually, she would do that, because, again, she's a flawed, fallible human being. So when God said release them, release the people, release that strong expectation, release that strong belief, that they're going to be what you need them to be at all times. That's not the case. And in the Bible, the verse that God gave me was in, and please write this down and read it over in your spare time, is in 1 Chronicles 29:11. Yours, O Lord, is the greatest, and the power and the glory and the majesty and the splendor in everything. Heaven and earth is yours. That's who I'm putting my belief in. That's who I'm putting my trust in. That's who I'm saying, I know he's not going to fail me. God has the power. What did I just say? Yours, O Lord, is the greatness and the power and the glory and the majesty and the splendors for everything. Where does that say human? It's not there. It's not there. So we have to release people. We have to release our parents. We have to release our friends. We have to release, especially our friends. We have to release our loved ones. We have to release the coworker, the supervisor, the manager, whoever it is. We got to release them. We must release them. Because at some point in time, whatever expectations you have on them, they're going to fall. Just like you fell. And by the grace of God, God picked you up and he showed you a different way, a better way. So instead of holding on to him, and once you make the decision to release them, release whoever it is, you know who it is. You know who it is. You know who it is. And I also want to encourage you to release any past pain, any past betrayals, any past hurt. Please forgive them. Forgive them immediately. Forgive them immediately. And when you forgive them and when you see them, be loving, be kind, be gracious. Be what they don't expect you to be. They expect you to come in with an attitude. They expect you to come in mad. They expect you to have been talking about them because you have failed them. You have let them down in some way, in some fashion, in some form. So they expect your anger. But be like Jesus and just forgive them. Be loving. Smile. Just say, I forgive you. Let's move on. None of us are perfect. None of us is going to get this thing right. You know, I know that's not your heart posture. And even if they did say something ugly or shameful or hurtful or just being mean, tell them how you feel. Tell them what they did to you. Own your feelings. It's okay to say, you know what, you hurt me. I'm disappointed. I wasn't prepared for you to treat me that way. I wasn't prepared for that level of hurt. I wasn't prepared for it. So tell them. And I pray and I pray that they have a heart that is accountable, a heart that says, you know what, I'm sorry. I made a mistake. It won't happen again. And y'all are able to move forward in love and genuineness and authenticness and purity. And nobody being fake or phony. Release them. And then on the other side of that, releasing them, you embracing God. God says he wants his people to embrace him. He wants his people to release others on that high pedestal, release those strongholds. He can help you. Jesus can help you with it all. Once you surrender, and please watch my video on surrender if you haven't. Once you surrender everything over to Jesus, there is no going back. I'm just saying that, like, there is no going back. There is none. I'm reading my notes, y'all. I'm sorry. Just give me a minute. I said in my notes, my apologies to everyone who I have placed my strong beliefs of being perfect, getting it right, not giving grace, expecting circumstances, situations, or pushing my personal beliefs on to you. You are human, fallible, flawed, and imperfect. Thank the high heavens that we serve a good God, a mighty God, an almighty God, our Father, who is ready and willing to embrace us. Put your trust in him. Put your praise in him. Put your faith in him. Put that strong belief in God. God's going to be there for your family. God's going to be there for your friends. God's going to be there in those situations, on them jobs, in your church, and in your business events, anything that you got going on. God's going to be in the midst of it all. He's saying, put it all on me. Embrace me. Give it to me. And when God gave me that song, because when I was, writing all these messages and these notes down from God, he gave me that song that my church sing, that they actually wrote, God of Heaven. I could hear that playing, and I love when God gives me songs as I'm spending time in his word. He'll always give me songs. But most of them are worship songs. Every now and then it's not a worship song. It's not a praise song. It's a secular song, but it's nothing like, lewd and crude, y'all, now. But he prefers worship songs. So when he gives me, I believe at least, because he always gives me worship songs. So when he gave me this song, I was like, God, who sings that? And he said, your church sing that. So I'm just like, I'm going to find this. I'm going to get to this song because, they're not a well-known, Maverick City and any other, worship group or anything like that has been putting out music. But sure enough, I Googled it and I found them. And I found them on my iTunes and I purchased the song because I wanted it. God of Heaven, the cross is greater. You are stronger. You are greater. Nothing can stand against God. Y'all, when I say please, I'm not trying to promote nothing. I'm not trying to sell nothing. I'm just saying God gave me this song because I believe he wants his people to sing it to him in their time of worship, in their time of praise. And he don't give me songs just to give me songs. He give me songs because he want to hear these songs and he want his children to be singing it to him. So, y'all, just walk in obedience. Take it how you want to take it. Take everything back to him. If he wants you to get this song, get it. If not, leave it there. 2 other verses that God gave me as I was also meditating is in John 15:16-17. Chapter 15, verse 16 to 17. In your private time, in that hour that you are putting to the side with the Lord, we're already claiming you putting it aside, that hour. in that time, write this verse down. That verse, I'm sorry, y'all, I promise I'm gonna wrap it up. And the second one is my favorite, of course, and that is John, also in John, and it's 8:36. So 3 verses from this message. Release people, embrace God. I pray that this helps somebody. I pray that you enjoyed this and at least enjoyed the views, not just at least enjoyed the views as well. And I pray you got something from this message. Take everything back to the Lord and let him guide you on your journey with him. And I love y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for continuously rocking with me, coming back, liking, commenting, subscribing. I appreciate you. We are growing, y'all, and I'm so thankful. In a short amount of time, one by one, we getting there. We getting there, and I'm excited to see the growth. And I thank you again. I'm doing everything for the Lord, not for myself. Everything is for Jesus, and I pray that he is pleased with us all. Yeah, I think that's it. That's all I got. So yes, y'all, please remember to cast all your cares unto the Lord. He will sustain you. He will not let the righteous fall. I hope you guys, I'm trying to give y'all a couple more views before I end it. I may go walk. I'm not 100% sure, but I just was so thankful to get out here on this beach. And once again, cast all your cares unto the Lord. He will sustain you. He will not let the righteous fall. I love y'all so much. Bye, my lovelies.